Next on Sisterhood of the Second Act.
Heart disease is the #1 killer of women. Coming up, we will learn the unique ways heart disease presents in women and ways to stay heart healthy. Registered nurse Heather Snyder has the information we need to know. Chances are you have heard of Junior Achievement, but you are probably not aware of all the organization does to help the next generation. Longtime president of Junior Achievement of Southwest Virginia, Katherin Elam, tells us how we can use our work experience to inspire young entrepreneurs. We'll meet these women on this edition of Sisterhood of the Second Act.
Sisterhood of the Second Act is brought to you by
I'm going to be an oak tree.
I think I'll be a dogwood tree.
My kids say they be looking for a thorny tree for me.
With Evergreen, you can be a tree. Our biodegradable urn combines your ashes, natural soil additives, and a native tree of your choice. Be a tree and grow for tomorrow.
I want to be a tree.
Learn more at evergreenmemorialtrust.com.
Buy local this holiday season and get unique gifts on time. Start your holiday shopping at the New Moon Network store for original artwork by the Virginia artists featured on the Sisterhood of the Second Act set. You will also find Sisterhood merchandise there. Stop by the Earthworks Artworks Gallery at 228 South Pollard Street in Vinton, Virginia, or shop online at newmoonnetwork.com and have it delivered to you. Your purchase supports Virginia artists and local programming by the New Moon Network. There's more inside the hemp mill than CBD products. There's a community. Stop in for Friday's Coffee Talk to enjoy free hemp coffee and treats. Patent-pending products made from hemp for anxiety, pain relief, and organic healthy eating. Cannabinoid products you can trust because the hemp is locally grown, processed, and formulated by us with patent-pending formulations. That includes our Pet Calm and dog biscuits. The Hemp Mill, women-owned and operated with nutritional offerings, local cards, gifts, jewelry, and trending fashions made by women-owned businesses. TheHempMill.net. Now from the Fox Radio Roanoke studio, here's Kathy Heberly.
Welcome to Sisterhood of the Second Act. I'm Kathy Heberly. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, despite increases in awareness over the past decades, only 56% of women recognize that heart disease is their #1 killer. Registered nurse Heather Snyder is the structural heart coordinator and the cardiovascular outcomes coordinator at Lewis Gale Medical Center. And she is here today to tell us how to recognize the symptoms of heart disease. Thank you so much for being with us here today, Heather.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. So what are the symptoms of heart disease in women? Let's get right into it.
Right into it. Some women, just like men, can have the typical chest pain, the squeezing in the chest, the vice grip around their chest. More often than not, women have, they say it's not really, an elephant on my chest, it's just a fullness, or, feels like there's a burp and I need a burp. Women get pain down their arms, in their back, in their neck, in their jaw. A lot of times we refer to the pain going down the left arm, someone's left arm. Women can actually have pain in both arms, one and just the right arm. They present very differently. They can have nausea, vomiting, shortness of breath, lightheadedness, and fatigue. Fatigue is a big one, and it's one that women, especially in our busy lifestyles, we often write off as just a symptom of us being busy. It is, but extreme fatigue to where, you run the vacuum in the house and you are just
like you
exhausted.
have to sit down.
You have to sit down. You are ready for a nap, or, and a lot of times we write those symptoms off as just, we're so busy. There's so much going on right now. And they're just symptoms that are very important and we need to be aware of.
Yes, so you touched on them. Are there any other unusual ways heart attacks present in women? Not exactly. One thing that we do need to be aware of,
different things can cause these symptoms. So just being self-aware. If you notice that, okay, I used to be able to vacuum my whole house, and now after just finishing the den, I'm ready to sit down. I need a break. Or after 2 rooms, I'm ready for a break. And then 3 weeks later, I can only do 1 room. It's the progression of symptoms and how they progress and how we're limited by them that they're so subtle, a lot of patients don't notice them. So just listening to your body, noticing when your symptoms have a change and that they are progressing is very, very important. Symptoms that are come on with activity and are relieved with rest, that's a big one. So if I am walking up the driveway after getting my mail, and by the time I get to the top, I am short of breath, I'm winded, I can't catch my breath, but then I sit down and 15 minutes later I'm okay, that's a clue.
Oh, that's so important to know and to be aware of.
And to be aware of the progression. Something you used to be able to do a month ago and now you can't. You really, that's something to bring to your physician's attention and say, hey, I know I may be a little overweight, I'm out of shape, but this is what's going on. And, especially women who are postmenopausal, one of the risk factors, before menopause, men are at greater risk of a heart attack than a woman. Once a woman hits menopause, she kind of levels off as far as risks go with the man. So especially, those of us that are nearing that perimenopausal age, we need to be aware of those symptoms and speak up for yourself because you do know when something's just not right.
So advocate for yourself.
Yes.
I like that very much. What are the most common types of heart disease in women?
There are several. Coronary artery disease is the most common. Okay. That's when cholesterol and plaque build up on the inside of the arteries and they narrow over time. We can have arrhythmias, which are irregular heartbeats, either too slow or too fast. There's problems with the heart valves. The valves are the gateway that lets the blood out of the heart into the rest of the body. And then there's heart failure, which means that your heart is just not working very efficiently. You either have a weakened heart or your valves aren't working right and they're causing fluid to back up. They're just not, your heart isn't pumping efficiently, so you're not getting the circulation around your body that you need.
So there's actually a number of ways that this can occur. Okay. We are talking with registered nurse Heather Snyder about heart disease. And what are early signs of heart disease in women?
In women, the chest pain, obviously, is the obvious one, but women, like I said earlier, don't always present with the classic chest pain. Fullness in the chest, nausea, shortness of breath, fatigue. The symptoms don't change as the early symptoms of heart disease are pretty much the symptoms of heart attack. They just become more severe, become more frequent, and more intense as coronary disease progresses.
Okay, very good. Thank you for sharing that. I think women really should be listening very closely to this. What about clogged arteries in women? What are the warning signs for that?
The same as heart attack.
Okay.
Clogged arteries can cause a heart attack.
Okay.
So angina, lots of physicians will refer to anginal symptoms, and that usually means chest pain. But everybody's angina is specific to them. Some patients get short of breath, some get nauseous, some get fatigued, some do have the chest pain, back pain, neck pain, jaw pain, pain that radiates down your arm.
Can you have heart disease and not know it?
You could potentially not know it. I think it would probably be just not aware of.
Or early stages, maybe.
Early stages and not noticing those subtle changes, because women don't necessarily always present with the elephant on their chest. We work through the pain.
Okay.
And say, okay, I don't have time to deal with this right now. There's too much going on. I'm going to deal with this another time. Mm-hmm. And so before we know it, we're in a bad place and noticing those changes in symptoms and acting on them. If you rest and those symptoms don't go away, that's a warning sign that, hey, I probably need to call the doctor.
Okay.
Call 911. Don't drive yourself to the hospital.
Right.
Call 911, because when people have heart attacks, bad things can happen. Your heart is not getting the blood it needs. Your heart can stop. And nobody is better prepared to deal with that than an EMS crew.
Very good.
So
Very
definitely
good advice. Great
call
advice.
911. Most of the damage that occurs during a heart attack happens in those first couple of hours.
Okay.
So if you're vacuuming or I would say vacuuming, but if you're
Well,
doing
that can
whatever you
trigger
do,
anything, right. Yes.
if you're doing something and you begin to have symptoms that aren't relieved with rest, don't wait days.
Okay.
Don't wait days. If you can call your doctor. Most doctors, if they think you're having a heart attack, will tell you to call 911.
Okay. We are talking with registered nurse Heather Snyder about heart disease. Very, very important information. And what are the risk factors that can lead to heart disease in women?
In women. Family history of heart disease, especially a family member having early heart disease. 65 or younger in a male relative, mom, dad, brother, sister, and 55 or younger in a female relative. No, I'm sorry, 55 or younger in the male relative,
right.
65 or younger in the female relative. Hypertension, being overweight or obese, sedentary lifestyle, using tobacco, having diabetes. For women especially, though, there are some that are special to women. The use of birth control puts a woman at higher risk of having a heart attack, and the reason being is that some birth control, the hormones cause clotting issues in our blood. Having a history of preeclampsia during pregnancy or gestational diabetes during pregnancy. And also, I'm not sure what the reasoning for this, but having a history of having a low birth weight child
also
can put a woman at higher risk.
Okay, so with this information, how can we prevent heart disease?
So there's some things that we can't change. Our genetics,
okay,
we were born with them. What the things that we can change is getting our blood pressure under control, getting our cholesterol, and if you are diabetic, getting that under control, being at a healthy weight, exercising 30 minutes a day. And by exercising, I mean walking at a quick pace, getting your heart rate up. 30 minutes a day, at least 3 to 5 days a week.
Okay.
Stopping smoking is probably one of the biggest.
Yes.
It is one of the biggest contributors to atherosclerosis, which not only leads to heart disease, but it leads to blockages in the vessels that go to our legs and blockages in the vessels that go to our neck.
For your head
For
stroke. Very important. How can I find out if my heart is healthy?
You can get regular checkups by your doctor. They should question you whether or not you have, if you have a family history of heart disease. That's something that will key them into being a little more aware of what's going on with your risk factors. Keeping your blood pressure under control and your cholesterol under control. High cholesterol leads to the buildup of the plaque in your arteries. High blood pressure just weakens those vessels and makes them thicker and not function. The heart blood vessels not function as effectively as they should. So knowing if your heart is healthy, letting your doctor know if you're having any symptoms also that you're concerned about.
This has been extremely helpful information and I think very educational. Thank you so much for being with us today, Heather.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
We'll have Heather's contact information in our show notes on our website, sisterhoodofthesecondAct.com. There is more Sisterhood of the Second Act ahead. The next generation of business leaders is waiting for you. When we come back, the leader of Junior Achievement tells us how sharing your experience can make the future brighter.
Buy local this holiday season and get unique gifts on time. Start your holiday shopping at the New Moon Network store for original artwork by the Virginia artists featured on the Sisterhood of the Second Act set. You will also find Sisterhood merchandise there. Stop by the Earthworks Artworks Gallery at 228 South Pollard Street in Vinton, Virginia, or shop online at newmoonnetwork.com and have it delivered to you. Your purchase supports Virginia artists and local programming by the New Moon Network.
I'm gonna be an oak tree.
I think I'll be a dogwood tree.
My kids say they be looking for a thorny tree from me.
With Evergreen, you can be a tree. Our biodegradable urn combines your ashes, natural soil additives, and a native tree of your choice. Be a tree and grow for tomorrow.
I want to be a tree.
Learn more at evergreenmemorialtrust.com.
There's more Sisterhood of the Second Act coming up after this. Step out the door with confidence, ready to conquer the day. Whether you are going to the cafe down the street or headed into work, you know you will always look your best in Cabby Styles. Your stylist, Darlene Marshall, will help you pick the styles that make you sparkle. And Cabby has styles for all body types. Call Darlene at 540-330-6819, 540-330-6819, and follow her on Instagram at Dapper Darlin. There's more inside the hemp mill than CBD products. There's a community. Stop in for Friday's Coffee Talk to enjoy free hemp coffee and treats. Patent pending products made from hemp for anxiety, pain relief, and organic healthy eating. Cannabinoid products you can trust because the hemp is locally grown, processed, and formulated by us with patent pending formulations. That includes our Pet Calm and dog biscuits. The Hemp Mill, women owned and operated with nutritional offerings, local cards, gifts, jewelry, and trending fashions made by women-owned businesses. TheHempMill.net. Once again from the Fox Radio Roanoke studio, here's Kathy Heberly.
Welcome back to Sisterhood of the Second Act. I'm Kathy Heberly. Katherin Elam has been president of Junior Achievement of Southwest Virginia for more than 23 years. Junior Achievement uses volunteers to help with educational programs for children, to help them become business leaders of the future. Thank you for joining us, Katherin.
I'm glad to be here and be able
Thank
to
you.
share with you more about our program.
Well, let's start with the basics. What is Junior Achievement?
Well, Junior Achievement was formed in 1919 in our country with the idea that we were helping young people better connect to why they're taking the subject matters they are and how it would help them go into the workplace. So it's basically been in place and part of a school day now to be able to elaborate even more on how to improve workforce readiness skills as well as personal finance and entrepreneurship.
Oh, that's a wonderful combination.
It is.
I like that. And how does JA carry out their mission?
Well, the one thing that's made us unique in all the years that it's been in the country is the fact that we rely on business leaders from the community. So what a great way to help our young people better understand the careers that are in front of them, understand the challenges that are there, and even the rewards that are awaiting them once they go into the workplace. So that is what helps us. We look every year for volunteers to go into the classroom to help make that link from the classroom back to the workplace.
Well, and I imagine you have to screen your volunteers and check out their backgrounds as well.
We don't do as much of the background check as we probably should because it's a part of the school day.
Okay.
They are in there and complementing what the teachers are teaching. And it is a K through 12 program, and a lot of people want to know
I didn't know
how.
that. Yes, I had no idea.
Well, starting with the youngest grades, we're teaching them the needs and wants, and then also they're learning the value of money, and what a better time to share with them how you spend that money makes a difference, and it also makes a difference not in the household but in the workplace. You're a better worker if you understand what profit means and how far things can go.
Absolutely. And how does JA reach the students it helps? You said school-based. Is that the only way that they?
We have done this through the schools primarily.
Okay.
We have worked with homeschool associations. We have also done special programs through Girl Scout camps. We've done other summer camps. So we are flexible, but the base really is going back through our schools, and particularly in our area with Virginia, there is the school's standards of learning, and this plays in very nicely to what the teachers have to accomplish in the time they're with their students.
That does sound very complimentary. It sounds excellent.
Yeah.
We are talking with Katherin Elam, President of Junior Achievement. What types of programs does Junior Achievement offer?
Well, everything that we do for our elementary schools are starting out with the word our, so it makes it very personal. It's ourselves, our family, our community, our city, our nation. And we are helping them understand right then and there that there are jobs that are in the community that keep our communities thriving. We have also more focus on economic development. We talked earlier about the personal finance piece, if you understand how to manage your money. The other part of that is also the soft skills. That's been very important for our high school students in particular, and we try to start with middle school so they understand the importance of communication, collaboration, creative skills,
teamwork,
all of that, showing up on time, that we depend on that, and also the whole idea of critical thinking. That is really a big piece of why we're having a struggle sometimes with who we can hire and what they know. So the more exposure we can give them, the better. And one of our other shows is one of our other programs is job shadowing. And so it gives an opportunity for a student to see what it's like in the workplace.
That sounds fantastic. What are some of the notable projects that the students have developed?
Well, we have had a great pass through our JA company program where students learn how to create an enterprise and sell a product. So one of the things that we had that was very successful in the past has been ornaments. They were bronze ornaments and pewter ornaments that have been sold to be out there that are landmarks within the Roanoke region. The other thing we've done recently is that we've had some Virginia Tech students who owned their own business and went in and started teaching the class to high school students. So what a great influence they have had from those students.
That's wonderful. What a great example for sure. Have you seen students change after going through your programs, and how?
I think more important for us is that we actually give them an opportunity to turn the spotlight on themselves. What is it they bring to the table? Because all of them are so unique, and we want them to understand and appreciate the skill sets they have, because some of them are very innate. Others, we want them to understand that they should develop transferable skills. So I think for us, it has been the reward of seeing that they're learning some great basics that they need to make it in life, but now we get to talk to them about what is it you're going to do, because you can't go and have a job with a friend. You can't go out with other people, but you need to focus on what it is you do well and how are you going to let that lead you to a career. And we do a lot on career exploration so that they understand the importance of high growth and high impact jobs in our community.
And I'm sure they develop other skills as well, such as confidence and speaking. I love the well-rounded experience that they're getting from this program. So volunteers help you with these programs, and what qualifications do they need to volunteer?
Well, we think that not only do we give the students an opportunity through this program, but with the people who volunteer, they're able to improve their public speaking skills, their organizational skills. So if they are an individual who is looking to kind of climb that corporate ladder or to make a difference in their life, that this is who we want. We want people that are engaged. We want people who are very interested in working with our youth. And probably more than anything else, we're looking for excellent role models as we go through this whole thing. And it does require some time and prep to be a volunteer. It's usually about an hour of training, and then it's usually going to be another half hour before each lesson is being taught. So that, and for the most part, elementary is 5 lessons, middle school is 6 lessons, and then our high school is anywhere from 7 to 14 lessons. So they have to be able to gauge and have that time to prepare, because we don't want them to be a talking head once they got our training. We want them to be able to share their career path and how it can accent and complement the materials that they're actually sharing out of the JA curriculum. So that is one of the things that we're looking for, is to have somebody who is excited about their job. We always say it's really not a job if you get up every morning and enjoy what you do. So that's
absolutely,
what we want.
and that instills that same thought process into the students as well. You want them to take that away. We're talking with Katherin Elam, President of Junior Achievement, and what needs do you need volunteers to fulfill?
Currently, we have a great need for our elementary schools throughout the area. We are going to see a great increase after the first of the year. So starting in 2022, we have almost 90 some classes that could be filled now by volunteers. Again, it's delivered during the day, so hopefully they have employers that are understanding. And we've even had the good fortune of having certain employers let a whole team go out and teach. So that will be our greatest need as we come forward. And then we have middle school, the whole thing on soft skills. So if we have people that are HR directors, this is a perfect time to get out and influence those new potential employers and employees.
Absolutely,
yes.
Absolutely. So you have been with JA for more than 2 decades. What do you find most fulfilling about your work?
It's the fact that I get to meet people from all walks of life, number one. The other is that the students are so engaging and they are very much like sponges. They want to take in what you have to say and they want you to share with them real life examples of how to do things. And so I think for me, it's been the opportunity to meet a great number of people. And I always share with individuals that when I drive through this community and I see logos or I see certain places of business, I think I know what's going on until you get to meet the people who are there every day and they take you behind the scenes to see what it's all about. So it's been very exciting to see how our jobs have changed. When I first started, we had a lot of corporate headquarters and a lot of operational centers, and now that's dissipated and gone into more startups that are in our community. So we have that whole thing that we like to do about entrepreneurs, so we're getting to see more of that going on. And we want our students to be innovators, and that's the way they get to do it, by meeting these entrepreneurs in the area. So it's been an ever-changing business landscape, that's for sure, and that's kept me intrigued in knowing that we can share with students jobs that we don't even know are coming up in the next 10 years, but we want them to be ready and keep studying very hard and taking as many courses as possible.
I love that. It's totally remarkable. Katherin, thank you for being with us today.
Sure. I appreciate it so much.
My pleasure. We will have Katherin's contact information on our website in our show notes at sisterhoodofthesecond-act.com. We'll be back to wrap up the show after this.
Kathy's wardrobe provided by Cabby stylist Darlene Marshall. See the styles in our show notes at sisterhoodofthesecond-act.com.
Where there is nothing, artists see something. Where there is silence, they hear a melody. Where there is beauty, they create even greater beauty. In a region known for its beautiful mountain surroundings, our vibrant arts community makes the Allegheny Highlands a more colorful place to live and visit. Our passion for the arts is endless, and it's uniquely Allegheny.
You are cheap. No, I'm not. You are cheap. No, I'm not. You are cheap. No, I'm not. You are cheap. Well, maybe I am. If you're buying a diamond ring for your wife, it's not cool to be cheap. If you're buying airline tickets, it's very cool to be cheap and called Trip Amigo, where you can fly anywhere in the world and save up to 75% on over 500 airlines and 300,000 hotels. Plus, rental cars and vacation packages. Visit family, friends, or go on a once-in-a-lifetime vacation. Go ahead, be cheap. We have special fares we're not allowed to publish. When you book your airline reservations with Trip Amigo, you'll spend your travel money when you get there, not by getting there. Call Trip Amigo now and mention the travel code AMIGO and save even more. Call Trip Amigo now.
800-772-4165. 800-772-4165. 800-772-4165. That's 800-772-4165.
See where a grateful nation remembers its heroes, and where Thomas Jefferson came to relax. Where small town charm is just down the road from big outdoor adventures. Find peace and quiet, as well as the sounds of family fun. Destination Bedford is located where the Piedmont Plateau meets the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. Where ordinary ends, Bedford begins.
I want to thank Heather Snyder and Katherin Elam for being with us today. Heather gave us great recommendations for keeping our hearts healthy, and Katherin inspired us to use our own unique experiences to benefit the next generation. I'm Kathy Heberly. Join us again next week for another edition of Sisterhood of the Second Act.